do. The easiest and most, and there's other ways to define this, but the one that made the most sense to me was if your national industry classification number falls within the oil and gas industry, you directly work in the oil and gas industry. Chesapeake is directly involved with shale gas. Superior, some of the other big oil field service companies. So if your SIC code falls into one of these things, you are directly impacted and you directly impact the community. How we're going to help impact the community is through creating indirect and induced levels of impact. When I say indirect, and I'll single out a couple of electrical supply company. I just talked to two nice gentlemen over here earlier today. They work in the construction field or electrical. I'm not sure exactly where your classification may fall officially, but they're not commonly associated with the oil and gas industry. Site construction companies, the railroad industry, fencing contractors, water supply people. These people don't exclusively make their livings off of oil and gas industry, but indirectly their industry stands to benefit tremendously from the operations that are happening here in Ohio. So this slide talks a little about who's going to recognize the indirect benefit. The first people that are probably our biggest fans right now have been the Ohio landowners. This is important, I think, when we talk about the popularity of our advancements, what we're trying to achieve, and as we develop here. People need to feel that they're benefiting somehow from industry. If we want to get some advocates in industry, if we want to have people embrace the industry, and landowners were the first one they've gotten some bonus payments. Simply said, they got a little money in their pocket, they're probably big fans of the industry. But a lot of people in our communities, if they weren't landowners right now, are asking themselves, a lot of people in this room, how can I benefit from it? Site construction companies, equipment sales and repair companies, transportation, steel, aggregates, sand, water companies, professional services, engineering, legal, federal, state, local governments indirectly are going to get a lot of taxes from our industry. You know, it's probably going to create a lot of jobs in state, local government too. Retail outlets, commercial cleaning outlets, I just listed a whole bunch here. These are people that will they will work as suppliers in some way, shape, or form for people who work directly in the oil and gas industry. That makes sense so far. When we talk about induced, we talked about the labor, jobs, and value added that is a result of the wages from people earned in indirect and direct industries. Where do I spend my paycheck throughout the week? Where do the people who are going to be driving the trucks, water hauling companies, the fencing contractors, whatever services they're providing to the industry, where do all those employees go? We talked about the tremendous amount of jobs that are going to be developed in Ohio. Where are those wages going to be spent? And the reality is they're going to be spent exactly in the industries that you guys are working in right now. But hopefully this is going to bring a lot more disposable income into the communities. Certainly Stark County, the areas around here. My home currently is in Rexville. I go out to dinner a handful of times a week. I have a little bit more disposable money because I'm working directly in the industry. I go to the movies, I go to theaters, I go on vacations. And all the people that work in this industry are going to do that as well. Hopefully with more jobs, it means more people not living paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. People call me from, I hate to use the term crazy, but because it's not crazy, but the insurance companies to the cleaning companies to printing supply people down the street, all trying to figure out, how is it going to benefit? How do I get an MSA with Chesapeake? I want to do your business. And most of my conversations really stress to people is, it may not be with Chesapeake that the volume of the opportunity. It started with jobs, when we talked about jobs. I think when the number came out of 120,000 jobs, or 220,000 jobs, how's Chesapeake going to hire all those people? Where are you going to put them? The reality is we're going to do some hiring. We work between 200 and 300 people. We're going to ramp up pretty steadily here, but the volume of the jobs that are going to be created are going to be created from the people in this room. And in identifying if you should be focusing your sales efforts or your marketing efforts to the operator you really need to find out where your niche is going to be, because you sign around. I had a nice conversation at the beginning here too. I can't remember your first name. I apologize. Yeah. I know the Sign Around company for a long time. I've been friends with their CEO for many years. Just happened to come out in conversation today. The reality is, specific to Chesapeake, we do a lot of our printing in-house. We do a lot of our sign creation. A lot of that stuff comes out to Oklahoma City. Good, bad, and different. It's the reality of what it is. But that doesn't mean that his industry doesn't stand to benefit tremendously from what we do. Because there is going to be more electrical supply companies in the area that are going to be doing work. There's going to be more site construction companies there. We had a whole presentation earlier from the marketing company about creating stickers and decals and stuff to do guerrilla marketing and all these efforts. If a lot of people in this room listen to that and adhere to that, I bet you Sign Around's business is going to be impacted here. I'm not an expert in that industry, but I think understanding that relationship to the industry, you don't have to work directly with the operator. So, it was a good analogy of what we talked about just before lunch today.